What's going on, everybody? I'm Blitz5, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the newly announced weapon masteries in PUBG. So this is really exciting. This is basically a weapon progression system finally coming into the game, and as always, this is going to be hitting PC first, actually pretty soon, and then trickling down, making its way to PUBG on the Xbox One and PlayStation 4. And while this is pretty basic, I really feel like this kind of stuff adds a lot into the game, so we're going to go through the announcement here, talk about it, and then I'll share some of my thoughts at the end. So I'm not going to read through this whole thing. I already did a couple times. I'm just going to skim through it and make it a little faster for you guys that are interested in watching this. And a little TLDR from PUBG themselves. All you're doing here is shooting enemies, staying alive, and get cool stuff. And I think it really means a lot more than that, and we'll kind of show it here. So first and foremost, they've been talking about how they kind of put this plan into motion last year. They created a team to develop the system in the game. Kind of shows you that there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes here at PUBG. There's not just one team working on trying to fix the bug fixes and that, and that's it. You know, they're trying to create new maps, new weapons, expand the game, fix the game, marketing, communication. There's so much stuff going on in PUBG, and they really are working on a lot of different things in the game. So props to them, and I think they're doing a pretty good job despite a lot of the update issues that we've been seeing over the past couple months, and really since the game came out, if we're being honest. So this is cool though. This is coming into the game. You basically earn stats by using different weapons, and they show this is what it's going to look like when you're in the main menu system. So, or main menu screen, excuse me. And I thought this was pretty cool. So you got play, customize, story, move over to mastery, and you can see your stats with the guns in the game. You can see just total stats, and you can also see your last match. So I thought this was pretty cool. They're showing here was the last match. You played Vikendi squads. You made it to 5 out of 31, and they showed you the mutant, the S12K, and kind of how you leveled up from there, how many kills you have. Then you can click on the individual gun and see like, okay, I have this many weapon kills. I have 19 total kills with this gun on this map. How many headshots do I have? The damage that I've done, and you kind of level up from there. And this to me is really cool because I really enjoy using different weapons, different weapon combos, really unorthodox combos. I like using the micro Uzi. I like using the Winchester. So the first thing I thought of when I saw this is that I'm going to be leveling up the Winchester in the game. And it's also cool just to see more stats in the actual game itself from after you play. I mean, I use the PUBG tracker app for Xbox, but this is just great for everybody and the average person just to be able to see this stuff after they play the game. So that's pretty cool. And then they have a menu system here. So they even said that hitting difficult shots and surviving longer, defeating more enemies will help you earn XP at a faster rate. Every 10 levels on a weapon, you'll be promoted to the next mastery tier. There are 10 tiers total, so 100 total levels that you can rank up on each gun. So then they show there's like a mastery menu here, kind of what I was talking about. You can see all the different breakdowns, AR, sniper rifle, shotguns, so on and so forth. And to me, this is really, really cool. And you can kind of go through this and figure out what's your best gun or what guns do you play better with. And then you can also kind of take that and be like, oh, I want to get better with this gun, or I never used the G36C. So you can kind of use it both ways, which to me is really, really cool. And I definitely like that last match stat for sure. And then now we get down to the rewards. So what are we going to be earning for leveling this stuff up? What's really cool about this is that all this stuff can only be earned in-game. There's no microtransactions here. You can only earn the rewards from playing and using the weapons, which I think is great. Having microtransactions with cosmetics is fine, but all of this other stuff needs to be earnable in-game. So kudos to PUBG for sticking to that. And they're adding some charms. So if you guys are like hit or miss with this, I get it. I don't know how I feel about weapon charms. To me, it's just like an easy thing to put into the game, and it doesn't really bother me. I know some people, I feel like people in the PUBG community are in two camps about keeping PUBG very realistic and traditional and just winner winner chicken dinner, second place is first loser. And then there's another camp that really enjoys the survivor pass, the cosmetics, and the emotes and stuff like that. So this is definitely in that other camp, and it seems like PUBG corporate as a whole is kind of moving to that other camp because they are releasing a lot of this stuff into the game. But to me, anything small to kind of at least say, hey, look what I have. I have this charm for using the Winchester and getting, 50 kills with it. That's pretty cool. And if they add on top of that later, I feel like that would be awesome. Maybe some other kind of skins or an exclusive skin for being a master with a gun. Stuff like that to me is kind of harmless, and I think that would be really, really cool. And they kind of showed in this announcement that they're still working on all this stuff and there's a lot more to come. Right now, they're just saying they have 20 unique charms and there's stuff per weapon, and that they're going to be, it's safe to bet that they're going to be more on the way. So here's just some examples of this. I got a Dino Park, a little PUBG action figure, and that's about it for right now. Then we have the Mastery Emblems. Pretty standard stuff. They just get a little bit more elaborate as you rank up. I thought it was a pretty cool system. I was kind of debating, like 50 is kind of smaller than 30 and 40, but I see what they did here with this up arrow and then Obviously, the coolest one is level 100. Then there's also kind of like a medal system that's piggybacking on the back of this system, where you can get medals for getting a double kill, triple kill. And this is pretty standard in other games, Call of Duty, Halo, kind of that's the first thing I think of when I see medals and all of this. So that's pretty cool. To me, this always makes the game awesome. When you were playing Unreal back in the day and the game would yell out headshot when you got one, I love that kind of stuff. I know it might not be super realistic, but if I get a double kill, it would be cool to see something, you know, pop up and said double kill, you defeated 2 enemies in rapid succession. I personally like that. Again, I know there's going to be people on both sides of the fence. Then they kind of just explain here what are actually 2 defeats, because this stuff is saying you defeated 2 enemies, not particularly like killed 2 enemies. So they're saying killing an enemy is any player in the solo playlist, knocking down an enemy in duo or squads, and then killing the last man standing. So they're saying they hear that thirsting an enemy, so you know, killing someone that's already knocked does not give you a defeat, and obviously you can't kill your teammate for a defeat. So if you wipe a whole squad, you knock 1, you knock 2, and then you kill the third, it's a 3-man squad, and then, you know, the last one's insta, you will end up with the triple medal, defeat 3 enemies in rapid succession. So there you go. And then moving down from there, what's next? So what I said basically is that, you know, this is, in their minds, is the first piece of a larger system, and that they're going to be taking in feedback, thinking about more ideas, and expanding this in the game. They're also going to be holding an AMA on Reddit on April 22nd, 2019. If you guys want to get in there, they're going to be looking at people's feedbacks, answering people's questions. And they also said hit up the forums if you can't make the AMA, because they're going to be looking at all the stuff to kind of get an idea of how people stand on this. So that's basically the announcement. Weapon progression, is coming into the game. And like I said in the beginning, my personal opinion is I think this stuff is pretty cool. Back in the day, this is pretty standard for Call of Duty and those other games. And to me, that's what kind of kept me addicted to playing so much Call of Duty, is because I would use one gun, I would completely master it, get all the skins, all that cool stuff, and then I would move on to another gun. And if it wasn't for that system, I wouldn't have used all of the guns in Call of Duty. And then it was kind of fun, because, you know, I would try these weird weapons and level them up. Sometimes you hate the weapon, sometimes you learn to enjoy it. And I kind of find that in PUBG, a lot of people, you know, stick with the main ARs, the obvious weapons that are really good, the M4, stuff like that, right? That's obvious. But to me, sometimes the micro Uzi has a place. I've won a couple games with the micro Uzi, and it makes it fun to use other weapons in the game, switch it up. Some people aren't going to like it, but for people like me, I feel like it works. And I'm definitely going to be out there leveling up those ridiculous weapons. And you better believe that I'm coming for the highest rank with the crossbow, because I like using that thing a lot, even though it stinks. So that's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a thumbs up and share your opinion, and I appreciate it. As always, I'm Blitz5, and peace out.
Nice grenade.
They're on fire. I just lit. One left.
In front of me, in front of me, in front. There it is.
Yes,
there
good work,
is.
gents. Good work.
Woo. 7 kills, baby.